So, take two. I already filmed this once, but then I had to try and open the hood, and then it slipped off since it wasn't bolted down and it landed on my foot. And then I swore quite a bit. And for those of you who know this channel, if I don't post a video for language, you know it was probably pretty strong. So anyway, haven't fucking slept since like yesterday. Drank quite a bit last night and cannot fucking sober up. So I'm gonna do my best here, folks. This I might have to just fucking make a video later after I get some sleep or something. But anyway, if you saw my video from yesterday, that fucker runs and shuts off, matter of fact, which is pretty impressive. I figured it would start up, but I had my doubts that it would actually shut off. I didn't think we had the kill switch right, but apparently we do. Did run into a few issues, which really mainly just one issue, and I'll get to that. But anyway, the point of this video is that tractor originally had this engine. It's a 14 horse Vanguard V-twin, model 303-777, and it's a good engine, but the starter fucked up, and I didn't really want to buy a new starter for it when I had this engine, and I've been wanting to put that engine on that tractor for a while. I was going to wait till this winter to do it, but the starter messed up on this. Pretty much everything about this engine has something wrong with it. Not bad. It was still ran pretty good, but it burned oil, it leaks oil, it doesn't have very good low-end torque. When you try to use a little bit of low-end torque that it does have, it kind of sounds like it's got a little bit of a knock. It does have a lifter tech. It's either a lifter tech or a push rocker arms out of adjustment. Just kind of low power, got kind of warm. Not a low power, I don't know. It didn't quite have the low-end grunt that I like for kind of a wet, swampier yard. So I got that on. And a couple of people, if you can find them, they're out there. There are really helpful people. But for the most part, trying to figure out and find somebody to answer questions and help me on how to get that wired up, that was kind of a cocksucker. So the purpose of this video is to show you how you wire up one of those, and really how you wire up one of those 18 horses to just about anything. But specifically anything that originally had these engines on there. So I guess we'll jump right in. For starters, we got a new battery. The old one was dead. It still works, it just needed charged. I left the key on one day like a dumbass and drained it. But so for starters, new battery. I used the same, and I recommend you do the same starter cable that's on the tractor. If you get an engine that already has a starter cable on it, pull that shit right off. Use the one that's already on your tractor. Unless your cable on your tractor is really fucked up and it's just in bad shape, then go ahead and do that. The second wire you'll see on the same side is a ground wire, and that goes right there from your shroud, and you can just bolt that up to pretty much anywhere on the frame. That's where we did it on this one. You come to the front here, there's two wires coming out of the block there. This wire was for the lights, but this tractor runs a little bit different setup for the lights. I'll get to that in a minute. But this is for the lights, and since it's irrelevant, I just cut it. I'm going to cut it shorter eventually or tuck it up somewhere, but for now that's what it's at. And then this other wire is used to charge your battery. You hook that wire, this red wire that comes out of there, hook that right up to your positive battery terminal. And then on this side, we got a yellow wire coming off of the block. And then yes, I used a wire, not fucking bite me. But then you have a black wire coming out of there, and that's kill switch. So I had these two down here that hooked up to that engine. They don't hook up to nothing on this one, so I'm just fucking leaving them here. And then this plug powers the headlights. And that's how it works, man. One issue that I ran into was that, so it used to be, even with the old engine, when you would fire it up, you had to hold this down because it's kind of wobbly. It's just the way this tractor is. And you had to hold that down, otherwise the switch would mess up and it wouldn't fire. It's still like that, but now if you don't hold it down, this will shut off. So for example, if you were to go turn your blades on, the engine would die. And what that is, hi cat, that is there is a switch right down in there. It's like a button that gets pushed when this is all the way down. So I'm gonna have to either tape that over or something, or I'm just gonna have to disable that. I feel like I should say this for some kind of legality purposes. I don't recommend disabling safety switches, and I am not responsible for you messing up your equipment or injuring yourself. So I'm just gonna let you know what I'm gonna do and how you can do it. I'm not recommending this. Probably shouldn't say this. I'm also not recommending to not do it, but you can get rid of those. And how you do that, also don't recommend. This one was kind of already having issues. It was kind of intermittent. It would sometimes work and it sometimes wouldn't. The switch itself was just kind of going bad and should have been replaced. I am not going to spend money on a switch that I don't give a shit about. Doing this to your switches can, for one, it causes, it's less things that can possibly go wrong. You know what I mean? You're eliminating potential fault points. Also, if something does go wrong, it's easier to troubleshoot and diagnose without these fucking switches. So what I did is, there was a plug here, obviously it plugs in. I pulled that plug off. You had these two wires going into the plug. I cut those. Yes, I used another wire nut. I'm not an electrician, neither is my brother who helped me out. Kiss my ass. But anyway, besides the point, two wires going into the switches. You cut them and you wire nut them together, or preferably use a crimp connect. That's the more professional, better way of doing it. And that closes the circuit. And that's all the switches do. So, and basically, to my knowledge, there's very few switches, safety switches like that, that don't work this way. All they do is they close the circuit. So I'm gonna probably do the same thing to that, and that'll fix that problem. And then the throttle still needs some work. The throttle does work, but not well. I'm gonna figure out a different way to rig that up. But so that is how you wire up an 18 horse Briggs and Stratton, specifically to a 1990 Craftsman 2. Or like I say, most likely anything that ran those engines will probably wire up the same way as this. Some of these did have voltage regulators. If yours has a voltage regulator, I'm sorry, you're shit out of luck. Well, you're not shit out of luck. I'm sure you can figure it out, and there's people that can help you. But mine doesn't have one. So, and most of these didn't, to my understanding. So, that's how you wire one of these up, man. It's pretty simple. So, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys learned something. If this video helped you, thumbs up would really help me out. Also, if you like this kind of content, be sure to subscribe. Gonna be doing lots more stuff like this. Yeah, fucking wires laying everywhere and shit. But so gonna be doing a lot more like this. So hope this helped. Thanks for watching. Peace out.